Hey, here we are, folks. Coach MikeMac here, along with Whisky Gio for yet another Saturday morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. We are driving to thriving, and we've got it. Boy, do we have a topic for you guys.
It's all about thriving.
Thriving after divorce. You wish her well, and then you drive like hell. You know that. So, look, now, Gio, let me ask you something, man.
Yep.
Can you GPS your way to like peace or joy or happiness, but
You
then you're
can.
stuck in like Painville, or maybe you're stuck in the anger alley, blocked in. I mean,
You can GPS it. The road's gonna be difficult to spot,
ooh,
but
yeah.
you
See,
can GPS it because
do you
you gotta decide what your destination is.
exactly? And that's
And
what I
then
want.
and then
Is
like any good GPS,
thriving is you think, oh, it's the goal, but it's thriving is a destination, really. I think
it is. And you choose the destination, right? Which is thriving. But then when you put in the address in a GPS,
yeah.
it
Oh,
gives you different route options, right? So you
that
get to decide if you're going to take the short road or if you're going to take the long road.
you stole my thunder. There's also, look. So when I'm driving, I used to hate toll roads. Okay, toll roads used to bug the bejesus out of me. Just plain, I hated them. I would go miles around just so that I wouldn't have to pay the freaking tolls. And a big rig, you pay through the nose. Okay, but then I got talking to a kind of a mentor, and he says, well, "Why are you scared? Why are you not doing the toll road? It gets you there faster. You save fuel." And it kind of, and this is the same thing. I mean, do you want to quick? Do you want to pace it? Now we could talk a little bit about coaching if we wanted to, or someone's gone there before. They've built the road to get you from point A to point B. But GPS, like you talked about, it works. But it's got to know your current location, whether it's stuck in Painville or Anger Alley or wherever you're stuck. You got to be honest with yourself and know where you are to start with. Wouldn't you think?
Absolutely. And when you start thriving, there's two ways of looking at this show. Okay. So we're going to talk about first one, when you thrive, when you decide to thrive, and then dealing with the reaction of those around you.
Exactly.
And then the other way around is seeing your ex thrive and being happy for them.
Ooh. See, now, you mean you can do that, Gio? You know what I mean?
Everything in life is a decision.
It is.
Everything in life is a decision, and the more that you harbor animosity and anger, the more obstacles end up being on your road. The more you're automatically going to default to a longer road to get to your own destination. For myself, after both marriages, but specifically after the second one, I've blown up. My coaching career has gone through the roof. I'm working with a lot of different people. I'm a sales consultant or overall consultant for family law firms in the US. I'm not rich, but I'm thriving more and more,
That's a good word.
every single day. And there are those that are happy for me, and there are those who wish that there would be a grenade that goes off in the middle of my path. Like, I've taken a hard road. I haven't taken an easy road, and I'm thriving. But there's people that want to like throw a grenade in the middle of the road that I'm taking because they don't want to see me successful. But the decision that I took there is tough shit. When you thrive, you don't have the time to deal with other people's bullshit.
Ooh, it slows you down. It's like there's some road conditions that happen. When people start wanting to throw the grenade, or they trying to throw something in your way. Uh, it's your own ability to see it for what it is, so that you can. And we've talked about boundaries before, and I think it comes to that, doesn't it? As far as being able to say, look, I'm not going to go back that way, or go and
It's
deal with
over for a reason, Mike. It's
it.
over for a reason. And when you decide to move forward and ignore the noise, you're still going to have drama, because nothing in life is easy. And
Oh,
the one example I like to use, I'm watching Landman, for anybody that knows that series with
oh,
Billy Bob Thornton, right?
I
So
love.
I think it's in the first or second episode. People land the plane in the middle of the road,
Yeah,
and there's an 18-wheeler that blows through it, explodes the plane, explodes everything, and the cops are like, "Well, Tommy, you can't use this part of the road anymore." And his instant reaction wasn't like, "Okay, fuck, I'm in trouble. Everything's got to." He's like, "No."
it
He
wasn't.
calls and he's like, "We need a half a mile of road to get around this." And then, as he plans that, they find a body part on the side of the road, and they're like, "Fuck, now we're gonna need a mile's worth." So he constantly plans and evolves and moves forward. And that's really what we got to get to
It is.
as men and women. When you're moving forward, it's not allowing people to slow you down for your success. At the end of the day, your success is yours, and you need to keep pushing forward. And if you're going to worry about what every Tom, Dick, and Harry thinks about you and your success, you're only punishing yourself.
You're going to get lost. You're not going to be able to move forward, or move in the direction that you want to. Right? I mean, it's impossible if you let that stuff just jumble up, and you get,
And
I don't know.
I've had the jealousy, right? Like, I've had, an ex be upset at the success that I was having, because one summer I was able to offer my son all kinds of different activities, and life was good and I was succeeding,
Right.
and there was jealousy. And I'm like, but nothing's stopping you from doing the same thing. But the jealousy came out of the fact that I was working my ass off and able to offer things to my son that, her at the time didn't have.
Couldn't
I
do.
laughed in her face. Mike, I'll be honest with you. I laughed in her
Oh,
face when she challenged me with it, because, like, I don't have time to deal with this. Fast forward about 18 months. She changed careers. Now she's having success. Fuck, my kid's coming back from Cuba today, right? Because they
oh,
went on a family trip.
wow.
Nothing but happiness for her.
Now,
God bless.
right. I mean, so how do you do that? Because I I've been on both sides. Okay. The first time around, I I totally lost it. I lost my job. I was homeless even for a while in Houston. Okay. So I mean, I went off the deep end. Okay. I'm just being real. I did. And my then ex was like happy, and kids were with her, and
She
doing.
took the necessary steps to be happy.
She did. You see, and and I had the bitterness, the anger, all of that, wanting to get back together with her. I'm all of that. I'm just being truthful. That's and why me? All these things. It was tough.
Here, so let's put it this way, Mike. Point blank, would you want anyone wishing ill will on you?
Would I want anyone wishing ill will on me?
On you.
No.
So where the fuck do guys get off wishing ill will on others? It's like that famous line, right? Wishing bad on someone is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere.
Yeah.
You're rocking in the same place.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, I don't know that I wished ill will for her. I was, had the jealousy and the,
Oh,
it was.
you
Oh,
you
see,
brought it out.
I did. I was jealous. I was because I felt like I was wrecked. That I was, you know what I mean? And she had it all together, and it was tough. It was tough. It starts to bring some emotions when I think of it back then because, and I've learned, I've grown. If I had known now back then, I think it would have been a little different.
And let's be clear. I'm not expecting, she drops the bomb on you today and you're like automatically like, I wish you the best. Like you're gonna go through shit. You're gonna get mad, you're gonna get jealous, you're gonna get whatever, right?
Yeah.
And
And
this is no matter what the reason. Remember what we spoke about last week, right? When she says she's unhappy, she's looking at the next chapter.
yep,
Us as men,
we stay
we're like,
stuck.
oh well, she's still in the house. Everything's okay.
Everything's good.
It's gonna be all right. Christmas is coming. Like, but
Yep.
then when she drops the bomb, we like freak the fuck out because we don't know what to do. But at the end of the day, she's planning her happiness.
That's exactly how it went with me back 20 years ago. It was exactly. She planned it out. She did, and the signs were there. I mean, there wasn't any saying that she was done. That was an action that when I finally figured out what in the empty house. I mean, the signs were all there prior to that, with her getting a job and her language changed from ours to mine, and whether it was kids or car or house.
It's
Yeah.
amazing how though. So for those of you who don't know, I'm certified in communications and psychological profiles, right? Something that I apply in every single like facet of my life. So whenever I get to know somebody, like they know that I'm certified in communication. So when you're used to texting each other, I love you, and then all of a sudden the response shifts from I love you to me too or something similar, it's like, hello, this is different. Let's address it. What's going on? And often the guy will ask, well, it's like, maybe this is weird. And she'll be like, no, 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 it's okay. And what do guys do? Okay. And then 3 months later, there's a divorce request.
Right.
We have to, men need to wake the fuck up. And we can't blame each other. We can't be mad at ourselves. It's a part of life. It's a part of the process. But
I always say this: when you're in the blame, playing the blame game is a passenger seat activity. Okay, it's kind of like the rocking chair thing, right?
yeah,
It, it's a passenger seat thing. It's like complaining and bitching, and we're going the wrong way. We're doing this. Well, get your ass in the driver's seat and drive to thrive. Don't you see what I mean?
yeah. And the reality is when your ex partner is thriving, if you can't be happy for them, that's trauma on you that hasn't been addressed.
Something on the inside.
Right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Um my second marriage, and again, I continue saying it, love the woman still, like she made decisions that made it so that we couldn't be together. I want her to be happy. I released her with love. I am excited for the day that she's going to be thriving. It's not believed. But you see, like for me, it's authentic and sincere.
Yep.
She doesn't see it that way. She sees it as some kind of like poking of the stick, but it's genuine. It's authentic. I want to see her thrive. I want to see her smile. I want to see her
Sure.
kids be happy. I would love for her to feel the same way about me, but she doesn't. And I'm okay with that because her opinion of me is not going to slow me down. I'm going to thrive. And she can either be happy for me or just stay the fuck out of my way.
There you go. That's it. That's the drive like hell part, right? You wish her well, you drive like hell in order to be able to stay. And I worded it that way because isn't that what we want to be able to do in order to thrive after the divorce? Like you said, release her with love. You know, yeah, it takes time, but then it's wish her well, be happy for her. If she can thrive, be happy for her, but keep driving like hell for yourself and get going towards that. Plug in the GPS and say, okay, is it going to be the roundabout route or is it going to be straight
And
through and up round and
now watch how I'm going to trigger people. Okay? Trigger warning. She cheated on you. She moved in with the guy that she cheated on you.
Mm-hmm.
You've got kids. She's got custody, shared custody, whatever. Be happy for her. No matter how much pain she's caused, be happy for her. And that is going to as much heal you
As anything.
But it's also going to fuck with her mind. And you don't do it to be vindictive, but if she left, she cheated, she this, she that, and you're just like, look, let's be honest for a second. Let's stand in front of the mirror. Something broke in our marriage.
Yeah.
She should have left me before she cheated, but she ended up cheating. Baby girl, if you're happy, bless. You went to go find your happiness.
Yeah, mine did, and then it wasn't all what she thought it was, and now she's wanting to get back together because she's seeing that I'm in better shape. I've lost 70 pounds since we've been separated. I'm doing things in my life that I'm doing for me, and right now there's no room for her. And
that's fine because she made a decision and she's got to live with it.
She did, and that's where we are right now. And I can't say, I'm not going to say much more than that, but that's where I am currently.
Mm-hmm.
And the road is headed for divorce. And yes, Gio, I do have an attorney. So
At the end of the day, brother, we have to move away from today's society of anger.
yes,
Life is what it is, and it's all based on how you react to it. Okay. I've got a situation with my like I'm trying to get the divorce finalized, like I'm almost there, like it's and I've got friends that check in, they're like, how's it going? And I'm like, I'm good. I wish, and they're like, no, but it can't be. There's got to be. No, I'm good. No, but like, brother, no, I'm good. I've done the work on me. I've moved on. Oh, there's a delay in signing the papers. Okay, well, I've got an attorney that's working on it.
Can I tell you something real quick, Gio?
Go for it, brother.
I want to thank you for as we do these podcasts, because I think you've probably helped me more than I've helped you in a lot of this, because over the past couple of months, with the waffling, do I get back together? And I remember some of the comments you made on a post where I put it out there in the group, like, and this is happening, I'm not sure. And then you're like, it was a reason. And then that stuck with me. And so I appreciate how, I don't know if you call it blunt or if you just call it honesty, raw, real. I appreciate that, Gio. I do.
My
And
pleasure, brother. And
it's
that's
for me.
it's the goal of why I'm in this group. It's the goal of why we do this podcast. I'm 43 years old. I'm gonna be 44 this summer.
I could be your dad, dude. I got a six.
um,
Here,
but with what I've gone through in my life, I've learned to shut up and listen to life. And when
isn't it?
life throws a challenge my way, I learn how to process it, try to understand why it's happening. And this has come in past relationships. It's explained past reactions, where I'm at, where I'm going. And I don't have time to deal in negativity. I've gotten to that point where I've kind of become the Zen master of, you want to be mad at me? Okay.
Yeah.
You want to love me? Okay. You loved me and now you decided that you hate me? Okay. You hated me and now you want to be my friend? No, thank you.
Boundaries.
Boundaries. Boundaries.
Yep.
You know? And when you start meeting new people, right? And it's always the same fucking questions that come out on dating sites, like, how long have you been single? Like, oh my God, like, have you healed? Yes, I've healed. Well, I don't think you've healed. Well, based on what?
Right. Exactly. We're
Do
all.
you hate your ex? No.
If you had asked me if I had healed yet, 10 years after standing in that doorway, I was not yet healed. Okay. In fact, I'm kind of, it's kind of sad to say, but even almost 20 years after, it's been a tough road. And
But it's always gonna be.
I couldn't hear, I'm not sure why the
It,
sound went.
it's I went really low in my tone.
Okay.
It's always gonna be. Mike, the end of a marriage is like losing a loved one.
There was 20
Right?
that we were together.
But
I,
you loved her. You
we
spent
were
years with her.
known her from childhood. So it was, it was, it went, it was deep. Let's put it that way. The
Look,
love, the hurt was deep.
my
It
son's mom, we were childhood best friends. Disconnected, found each other again. When I was like, this is my life. Found each other. It was meant to be. Fuck, it still hurts when I think back at it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And you know what? I lost my dad in 99. This is 26 years ago. It still hurts when I think about it because it's supposed to hurt. And when I hear people like, you know, especially on dating sites, I love it. Have you healed from your past? Baby girl, have you healed from yours?
Right.
Do you want a man that's healed from his past? But fuck, man, give me 10 minutes with you in a room and I'm going to see if your fucking wounds are still fresh because I'm going to go play in them.
All right. You're going to go pick at them and see if they're still fresh. See if there's, because a scar, once it scars over, right, it doesn't, it's not as easy to, you know.
Well, why don't you hate your ex? You got nothing to hate her for. But she cost you 117 grand in fucking attorney fees. Okay. 12 years ago. Moved on. Now we're able to talk and be friendly. I love seeing her thrive. Why? She ain't with me no more. Just because you're not with me. Like, we act as if I break up with you, you deserve a life sentence of unhappiness. Fuck off.
No, no.
Everyone deserves to be happy no matter. Look, I was in an abusive relationship from 2016 to 2019, all right? This woman put me through the fucking ringer. Nothing that I did was good enough. And Mike, let me tell you, I was working 90 hours a week, driving the kids to school, picking them up from school, making supper, helping with homework, coaching
Wow.
them in their sports fucking year round. There was some political garbage that I had to deal with when it came to this. Was never enough. Ask me today, I hope to God she's happy.
That wow. Right? I mean
What?
and you've what you just said right there is what we need as a divorced dad to get to. That what you just said there. I mean, right? That's a destination to be able to say, you can be happy for her. You can release her with love. Those are destinations. Those are locations that we can get to. Not a
What
final.
purpose?
I mean, but it's along the way.
Absolute, because what purpose does it serve? So I'm not going to get into my full dating history, okay? But married twice and an abusive relationship of 3 years. Let's just focus on those three. What good is it going to serve me to be mad at these women?
It's not being stuck in anger alley is not a good place. I've been there for way.
It's not constructive.
No, you just bang your head against the wall basically, and you're not hurting anyone else except yourself with that anger, with that hatred, with that jealousy, with those negative power grubbing emotions that stress us out. I want to say
And
stress us the fuck out. Yeah, I can say that because I don't curse when I'm around women, children, and they're not outside right now. So.
you're a better man than me for that, Mike, because I swear no matter where I go.
Well, yeah, I was raised that way, so that's how I roll.
And that's like, I'm gonna give you an example, right? I told you earlier, like, when you're dating somebody, like, put me in a room with them and I can press to see if they're healed or not.
Yeah.
This was about a month ago. Was talking with someone. She's like, "Oh my God, I want the male that's honest, direct, this, that, da 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 da. Like, I want you to take the lead." Cool. Watch me take the lead now. We were texting in the earlier part of the day, and we lived a 45-minute drive from each other. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Texts me in the middle of the day. She's like, "Oh, I gotta come into your area to do whatever, ABC, whatever the fuck. I don't remember what." So I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm like, "Let me free up my evening." I'm like, "Let's meet up, even if it's for 5 minutes." You're driving 45 minutes. You're gonna be in my area. You want the alpha male? The alpha male wants to see you, even if it's for 5 minutes. I'm gonna show you that I'll rework my schedule, right?
Right.
Leaves me on red.
Leaves you what?
Message leaves me on red. I know that she read my message.
Oh, got you. Well, okay, I got you. Think she
Messages me 6 hours later. "Oh, I'm back home." Sweetheart, I wish you well.
bye.
I want you to understand that when you want a dominant male who knows what he wants and tolerates no bullshit, if you announce to him that you're coming into his area and it's a 45-minute drive, I'm not saying you have to meet up with me, but a simple, "Hey, I would love to, but I'm going to be with ABC person. This is my schedule. It would have been nice."
Right. Yep.
You don't text me 6 hours later saying, "I was in your neighborhood and I went back home." She goes, "I don't like this kind of dominating, controlling behavior." And
Wait a minute.
I was like, "Hold on a second." I'm like, I didn't say, "Bitch, come see me." I said,
She
"Hey, you're coming into my area. Would be nice to give you a hug. Just give me a heads up if you can do it." And you message me 6 hours later. Like, don't tell me, like, I work 90 hours a week, and I answer everybody within 13 seconds. You know this yourself, Mike. Whenever you send me a message, I'm always answering.
okay. Yeah, I don't know how you do it.
But like all of a sudden, it's like, no, well, I released her with love. I was like, listen, I'm like, obviously, like us two, it doesn't connect. I'm like, I still think that you're a spectacular person. I'm like, you're a controlling asshole. Okay. She can't be like, even if off of one date or a couple of conversations, like you can't be happy for me, fine. But that says more about you than it does about me. And when we talk about today's topic about thriving, it's just be happy for people to be happy.
If someone's thriving somehow hurts you or diminishes you, the problem is not with the person that is thriving. The problem is with the person that is having the jealousy, the anger, the bitterness, the whatever else. Plug in the emotion.
Why should I dim my light for you?
Yeah.
Why should I dim my light for you? I deserve to be happy. I'm gonna go out and be happy, and I'm gonna go out and do whatever it takes for me to be happy. I want you to be happy too. You were in my life for, they say everybody comes into your life for a reason,
For a reason.
a reason, a season, or a lifetime, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
You came into my life, and all it did was show me that it was a test that you didn't deserve to stay in my life. Doesn't make you a bad person. Doesn't mean I want this girl to have a lifetime of misery. I hope that the next guy she meets is the fucking king shit for her life.
Right. Right. Exactly.
But I didn't tell her, oh, you know what, baby girl, you're negative, you're this, you're that. No, it's just, hi, these are the standards we discussed.
Yep. There you go.
This is the standard that you brought me.
Yep.
I'm gonna go somebody who reaches my frequency up here.
Exactly.
But if you can't do that, don't date. You gotta be happy for that person, and no matter what harm they did to you. We live in a society where we see people that, and I'm gonna be extremist here, okay? People that cause the death of other people's children, and the parents find a way to forgive the person. Holy shit.
Right. That now in my mind and heart I'm thinking how can that be?
It's all a question of circumstance, right? It's a question of
But
what happened, and obviously not
on,
everyone has to forgive, but
right.
what we're getting at is, why do we harbor so much animosity and anger? And you know what the reason is, Mike?
I'd like to know.
It's
I
because,
But go ahead.
it's because it hurts to look at ourselves in the mirror and know that along the way we fucked up too.
There you go. Yep.
There is no marriage that is one-sided in it fucking up. I fucked up in both my
There
marriages.
there's I was just going to say there might be a little more here, but there's always, both sides.
And when
Always.
communication breaks down, and look, I'll share this story right before we end off because I know we're at the 34-minute mark.
Yeah.
So 2 years ago, I'm at this lunch with business people, right? Everybody knows that I'm a coach. Everybody knows that like I deep dive into marriages and do mediation and everything. So in one part of the table, the communication starts with, my husband doesn't cuddle me anymore. All right. So I turn
Okay.
around to her in front of 25 people, right? Now, I didn't start the conversation, but I sure as hell will fucking end it. Excuse me. When was the last time you fucked your husband? Just, what do you mean?
Simple.
You're complaining that he doesn't cuddle. When was the last time you fucked him? Oh, well, with the house and the career and the kids that's not the question I asked you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you telling him you're too tired to fuck. You are
Sends it.
not allowed. You are not allowed to complain when he says he's too tired to cuddle.
Yeah.
You gotta. It's all a part of working together in order to get things right. And it's funny. Just before this show, I was scrolling on Facebook, and it said, relationships at the beginning, there's a lot of sex, and then it tails off, right? And girls are like, well, the guy can't expect the same amount of sex 3 years later on. The guy goes, okay, let's flip it around. The guy starts paying for the dates at the beginning, right? Okay.
Yeah.
3 years down the road, you pay for everything. Well, that's not fair. Well, hold on a second. Double standard. It's those communication breakdowns. It's those changes in expectations that lead to breakups, that lead to, Mike, I work in this shit every single day. I know you do too, but for me, like, it's, whether it's working with the law firms or working with in the coaching,
Yeah. I'm not.
98% of it, 98% of it is communication.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But
There's also communication that goes on within ourselves as well. That is very important. And I think that's those two, being honest with ourselves, and then being able to be honest with our ex, our dating partner, etc., kids. It all comes together. And I
and it,
use, and I will say it again, communication. It's the number one reason for divorce, right? Isn't that what you said? The lack of communication.
and it happens in everything, right? Because it's not naming your needs, not listening to the other person's needs,
Yep.
not executing what needs to be done. Like, it's all of this shit that leads to the breakup, but then it spills into the after breakup where we can't be happy for the person because you know what? If the world knew how to communicate, divorce lawyers would be out of a fucking job.
Wouldn't they though? Wouldn't they?
It didn't work. Face your wounds, face your trauma, and allow the other person to be happy.
To
I
be
don't give a fuck what happened in the relationship.
amen right there.
So, to finish off, first of all, heal. Heal.
Yep.
It's the hardest thing you're gonna do, and it's a lifetime worth of effort. Heal. But then be happy for them and wish them the best. And hope to God that they wish you the best. But if they don't, let them be.
Let them be, and keep driving. That's the point of just driving. I wish her well and drive like hell. I kind of like it. It's, to me, it kind of rings.
You know what? Next week, I want us to talk about communication and divorce.
Let's do it.
And I'm gonna note real
Wait,
life examples.
we're announcing the topic before Thursday, or I mean, this is how it works with Gio and I. We'll give you a little inside. Was it maybe Thursday? Sometimes Friday. Hey, what are we talking about tomorrow? And then one of us will say, "How about this?"
Yep.
That's how we don't have, But yeah, let's put that in the books.
Yeah. And the first episode or the first live of Whiskey Wednesdays is gonna go down this Wednesday at 8 p.m. And guys, guess what? I'm talking about communication and divorce. And I know what some of you guys are thinking. Like, holy shit, he's going to talk about it on Wednesday and then they're going to talk about it on Saturday.
Yes,
Communication is about everything. And
it is.
I'm going to talk about personality styles. I'm going to talk about like where I got my certification so that you guys understand that when I talk about this shit, where it comes from.
Beautiful.
Because if you work on you, oh my God, are you going to be happy? I'm living my best life as best as I can. And all I want to do, and Mike, I know that, you're going through your shit, but at the same time, you want nothing but helping other men.
Absolutely.
get
Yeah,
through this.
it's a passion project for me. I'm going to be here. This has come full circle for me. I've spent 4 or 5 years coaching, not full time. I don't know if I'll ever be a full time coach. Maybe, but I make enough to be comfortable and do the things that I want to do. And I'm not relying. I choose my clients. I don't, and I think Gio, you know how it goes. I mean,
Absolutely.
we're both in a place where we can serve these brothers. We can do mindful, the mindset Mondays. You can do whiskey Wednesdays, and we. Speaking of that, we have so many resources, guys. That's in the group, and I'm going to put a resource post out this week, letting you know we've got some guides, we've got podcasts, we've got YouTube, we got all this whiskey Wednesdays, mindset Mondays. We're just going to
Keep
keep
building.
going,
Keep
keep building.
building. Widen that road so that more of us can all drive and thrive at the same time.
Yep. So freeway. We're going to have exits, on ramps.
But
Yeah. All right, Gio. Another great one. We're 41 minutes. We can't go much longer.
nope. So have a
Appreciate
blessed week, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. Brother, love you. Everybody, take care.
it. Right on.